Hello folks, welcome back. Big news for the channel, we hit 100 subscribers! Huzzah! And as a thank you, I thought we'd go onto a little bit more in-depth spell and summon a golem that'll be able to attack enemies for us. So he'll run off, anybody that gets too close to you will feel his wrath, and if you need to, you can call him back to you. Or just leave him to terrorize the wastelands, whatever. So this will be split into two parts, but you're gonna enjoy it, I think. So I got a clean project right here. I've done nothing to this one except open the blueprint, but I ain't done nothing to it. First thing I want to do is right click, create a blueprint class of a character and call it Golem_BP. I'm going to be going a little bit quicker this time than normal just because there's a lot to cover and I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I want to get the information to you. So I'm going to set its mesh to the mannequin with the drop down. I'm going to drop it down about 90 points and rotate it 90 degrees. Compile that. For the mesh under animation in the anim class, we want to set it to the third person anim BP. Compile, select the mesh one more time. I'm going to select this magnifying glass next to his body material so that it takes me to it. Right click, create a material instance and call it Golem_mat. Double click to open that up. Select this so you can change the body color, and I'm going to make him green. So with this selected in our content browser, we'll go back to our Golem BP, select our mesh, and then hit this arrow and make him green. For his scale, I want him to be a little bit bigger than the player, so I'm going to set his scale about 1.5, 1.5, and 2. No, not 2. What was it? No, these are 2, and this is 1.5. So 2, 2, 1.5. That way he's a little bit thicker and taller. Now in his event graph, we want to delete the bottom 2 because we don't need them. We want to create a custom event called follow player. We'll add a branch afterwards with a B and a left click. Add a variable and called attacking enemy ? Because if our character, when our golem gets to the point to where he is attacking the enemy, we don't want him to try to follow the player at the same time. So if he is not attacking enemy, then we want to, no, not set, AI move to. AI move to. For the pawn, drag off and type in self. Target actor, get player character. Acceptance radius, I'm going to set it to about 125 just so he's not right on top. After the on success, on fail, I'm just going to add a delay and hook both of them into it. Set it to about 0.1 and then drag off our follow player event again. Compile that. Now off begin play, we want to cast to third person character so that we can pull information from him. Get character. Promote that to a variable called player ref, and then we will call our follow player event. Alright, now he's not going to do anything. Another thing we need to do under Golem, this one, in its details panel, find the pawn submenu, auto possess AI, change that to placed in world or spawned. Otherwise he won't do nothing when he spawns. So in our third person character, I'm going to delete all this because I don't need it. I'm going to set up an event for the G key. So I'm just going to type in G key and it'll bring it up. I'm going to put a branch, hook this to that, drag off the condition and promote that to a variable called can summon golem ? And if we can, we want to add two variables called golems summoned, change it to an integer, duplicate it, and max golems, or whatever you want to call your limiter that won't let you summon more than that. You can update these later on so that you can be able to summon more of them or what have you. So I'm going to get Golem summoned and find out if it's less than our max golems. Add another branch, B left click, hook that up, and if our golems we have summoned is less than the maximum, then we want to spawn actor from class, set the class as our golem fella, did I do spawn actor? No, I want to spawn AI from class, that's my bad. Alright, so spawn AI from class for the pawn class, golem. The location, we will get random location in navigable radius. We'll hook that up just like that. For the origin, we'll drag out our mesh, get world location, hook that to the origin, and set the radius to about 500. Then we want to set golem summoned, get golem summoned, and add to it. Oh, no, I can just do that. Okay. Back this up a little bit. Back that up a little bit. Compile that. Oh. Okay. Well, he's right there. Good deal. He ain't moving, so let's fix that. In our modes panel, under place, we'll go to volumes, drag out a nav mesh bounds volume, and I'm going to set this to about 50 by 50 by 2. Then I'm going to delete all the stuff we don't need in here. Don't really need none of that. I'm going to set this floor to about 2 by 2. It can stay at 1 for the Z, that's fine. And then I'm going to press play, hit G. Sometimes, sometimes he might not show up. So, you know what? Let's just do this differently, just to make sure he always shows up. Maybe if we hook that like that, it shouldn't do a collision fail. Okay. In our third person, just return that value to the no collision fail. Apparently that's all it takes. Good deal, that works. So, since he's a bigger guy, we'll set his character movement to about 450 for his max walk speed. That way, he's not always right on top of you. So now what we want to do, in our blueprints menu, right click, create another blueprint class of a character and call it enemy_BP. Open it up. For the mesh, same thing as last time, add the mannequin. Drop him down 90, rotate him 90. Compile, select the mesh one more time, anim class to third person anim BP. And then for his material, we'll do what we did last time, go back to the main body material, create a material instance called enemy mat. Double click and open that up. Select body color, open that, and then I'm going to just change it to black because he looks like a Power Ranger and it's cool. So I'm going to make sure it's selected in my content browser, open my enemy BP, and apply it with that little arrow. Compile that. He didn't have to have anything else, except, you know what, one thing real quick, because it's the only other thing we got to do in this guy. So any damage, so if he takes any damage, we'll just destroy him. Good deal. Now in our golem, we're going to add a component called a sphere collision. Call it enemy detector. Compile that. Now in its events menu on component begin overlap, we want to find out what other actor is overlapping our enemy detector. So we drag that off and find out if it has the tag enemy, because all of our enemy characters will have. Let's go ahead and set that up real quick. We'll select the enemy self in its blueprint. Over in its details panel, in the search, type in tag. Add an element and call it enemy. This is how it will distinguish this character from everyone else. So in here we want to find out if it has the tag branch, and on begin overlap we want to do a for each loop, so that in case multiple pop up, we'll drag out the actors that have hit them, drag off the array element, and find out is overlapping actor. The actor we want to know if they're overlapping is the enemy. I skipped a step. Nope, that's my bad. If the actor has the tag, then we want to get all actors with tag. And the tag being enemy. Now what we want to do is for each loop. My bad, sorry. Type in a for each loop, hook it to our array. Off the array element, we want to find out if they are. Is overlapping actor. The actor we want to check to see if they're overlapping is the enemy. Why ain't you working? Let's try it one more time. Is overlapping actor enemy detector. Oh, I had them reversed. Alright, so the other has to be. Gotcha. My bad. Hook the enemy detector to the target and the array element to the other. Just to make sure, grab out your enemy detector, drag off, and then do the overlapping is overlapping actor, and then just plug it in like that. So, my bad. Add a B left click for a branch. Hook that to the return value, and if it is true, then we want to add array, add, drag off our array element right here, promote that to a variable, and call it enemies. This will add a list of enemies for us to be attacking. We'll right click and create a custom event called attacking enemy, and we'll just set that up right here. And just to make sure it's working, we will print string off of when that function is called and just call it attacking. Now, same thing for when we find an enemy. We want to see what we want to make sure we remove them from our list when they're not there. So we'll grab an on component end overlap, which is the one right below begin overlap. We can box select this, Control C, Control V. Hook that up. Then we will get all actors with tag. Same tag. You can promote this to a variable if you want. I just usually end up typing it myself. Then we want to do another for each loop. Find out is overlapping actor of enemy detector. B left click branch, and on false this time we want to remove item, and what we want to remove is that anything that's not overlapping the player. Oh no, we don't want to do that. We want to remove it from enemies. I'm making so many mistakes this time. I apologize. And when we remove it, we'll do a print string real quick. It says goodbye. Now let's test it all. Oh, I suppose it would help if I actually drag out a some enemies. So I'll summon my golem, run him around. I did not alter the size of that enemy detector, did I? Alright, in the golem BP, enemy detector, set its scale to about, or sphere radius to about 500. That way you can actually, it'll actually have some room to interact. This is what it was. It ain't gonna touch nothing. Set it to about 500. Alright, now we... That was just weird. Alright, now he's here. And now he's overlapping the enemy. And now he has goodbyed. Attacking. Attacking, attacking. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Good deal. So... Let's drag this back a little bit. Get world location, we'll do a vector plus a vector and add about 90 to it. And see, maybe that'll make it more reliable. Whoa, okay, there he is. There he goes. So now we got him running in. He's detecting the enemies. He's not doing anything to him yet, but that's good for this video. And in the next one, we'll start setting up making him run after the enemy, attack them, run back to you, and how to recall him if he's mid-attack but you want him near you. So, thanks for stopping by. Thank you again for 100 subs. That was really awesome.